Hey everyone, welcome back. Today on the bench here, we have a Cobra 135 CB radio, AM and sideband, just a 23 channel. It's fully functional and in really good working order. Clock is working, meters are working, all gauges and functions working as normal. No modifications to this radio whatsoever. Question though, with regard to the voice lock, or what we call the clarifier today, I was doing a test and it's not on center, but it's just slightly to the left on upper sideband and lower sideband. Once I have it locked, it's good. She's locked solid. She's nice and clear on transmit and receive. Now I never let the radio warm up a whole lot, so I'm just wondering how long of a warm up on these old radios. Probably about an hour. I don't know. But anyway, not a fatal flaw, of course, because most radios aren't. The clarifiers weren't did on. So the folks that are on the radio here locally are typically monitoring channel 1, or they're on 38 lower sideband awaiting skip for the most part. So I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to raise somebody on channel 1, because obviously I can get to channel 38 with a 22 channel radio, especially since it's totally unmodified and original, all stock. So we're going to give this a go. Hello radio, and welcome to the broadcast evening. This is the Androx Sandbagging Station, 9 Tango Charlie 02, Western Newfoundland, Canada. We are 10-8, 10-10, all the good numbers on the side of one, and standing by 24 hours a day, no cover charge, anytime. Just a little spiel I typically been doing for years and years. Kind of a joke more than anything else. No cover charge anytime. But anyway, he usually gets a rise out of somebody and starts a conversation. And that's the trick of the trade, I guess, in enticing somebody to pick up that mic and talk back. Looks like there's nobody on channel 1 anyway. I'm receiving about 5 dB of noise. Sadly, if I had somebody I could go to lower sideband or upper sideband, and the signal, the noise ratio drops right down to just 2 S units, we'll say. I got to keep the volume turned down on AM because it seems like receiving more noise on AM. Noise blanker is not so efficient on AM. Actually see the meter dropping, so it is cutting some noise, but not a lot. But you do notice on sideband a fair bit of noise being cut by the noise blanker. So it's 7:43 p.m. here in Newfoundland, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to raise anybody, but what I am going to do, I have an old friend from way back in the 1980s that wants to get back into radio. So between myself, Dave in Stephenville, and Kirk in Stephenville Crossing, we're going to get an old friend, to me and Dave. No, actually Kirk knows this gentleman too. Robert is his name. Between me and Robert, me, Dave, and Kirk, we're going to get Robert Thundercloud back on CB. I have turn on the volume here. I have a realistic TRC453 here. I had this in my vehicle for the longest time, and finally got pulled. Took it out. I don't have no mobile radio right now. But so typically, what I'm going to do, I'm giving Robert this radio, maybe a permanent loan. It depends if he wants the radio outright. I mean, I don't mind giving him a radio, but as you know, I collect radios, and these are one of my collection. But I don't want to see somebody wanting to be on radio and not be able to. So to that end, I got the radio, done some work on it, put it, on better. It was on frequency pretty well, but I put it closer to one frequency, and so everything seems to be working well. I checked everything out on sideband and AM, and so everything's functioning as normal. So I got a, oddly enough, I have this this cord that Kirk gave me about last year sometime, last fall I would think. He gave it to me. It's a plug-in for basically a Cobra radio, but obviously is for many more radios other than the Realistics and Cobras. But so anyway, I'm going to re-gift this to Robert. Cut out the yellow wire, just use the black and the red. Dave has a power supply for Robert. He has a microphone for Robert. And Kirk is going to... He's supposed to be talking to Robert actually this evening. Robert's from the Crossing, by the way, Steamville Crossing. We'll be talking to Robert this evening. And apparently Robert has an antenna, and he has some coax. So between Robert and Kirk, with the provided materials from myself and Dave, we're going to get Robert back on the radio. And it's been a long time since he's been on. And it's going to be... It's going to be really nice to hear him once again, because I don't run into Robert very often. I go down to his hometown, maybe once, twice a week. Sometimes it may only be twice a month. But hooking up with him, meeting up with him, is a whole different detail. That just doesn't happen. So there we have it. I'm going to take one more blast on the old Cobra 135 here, and see if we can raise some locals. And if not, we'll call this video a done deal, and maybe we'll look up the 435 and put her through its paces later on. So here we go. Hello radio, and welcome to the broadcast evening. This is the Androx Sandbagging Station. 10-8-10-10, all of the good numbers on the side of one and standing by 24 hours a day, no cover charge anytime. No dice. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, maybe I'll fire this radio up tonight and go up on 38 and catch the boys, if that's okay with you. And we'll just do a little Videogate again tonight. I adjusted the camera, by the way, knocked it back from UXP to XP. I apologize if there's noise a bit too loud. It's not too loud, but it seemed like maybe the camera might pick it up a bit louder. So that means that it's the memory card, as best I can understand with this JVC high definition camera, it allows the memory card to store more data, more video. So it's like right now I can probably videotape 2 hours and 20 minutes on a 16 gigabyte card. Keeping in mind I already have some videos on there already that I have not removed, that I want to keep for safekeeping until I can upload another video that needs to go on YouTube. So when it was in UXP, it would only store video up to 1 hour and 20 minutes, I believe it is. So I'm gaining about another hour, I would think, something like that, if I can remember correctly. I don't have the specifics before me. So with that, we'll be able to get more videotaping in, and I'm hoping that is going to upload faster, because putting it on in my video editing is taking a bit of time to get it downloaded or upload it to that. And then YouTube. Last night when I did the Videogate, I ended up stopping the high definition upload to YouTube, and I switched it over to I guess you'd call it 480p, and that was a bit quicker. It only took about maybe 40 minutes to upload an hour video, or whatever it was last night, 51 minutes or 57 minutes. Okay, that's enough of me rambling on. Let's move on to see if we can find the guys on the CB, and we'll see if we can get this old 453 fired up, and maybe we'll get the boys to come down and have a listen to this and talk back and see what they think of it. Stand by. Okay, I apologize with the hiss. This radio has a sort of like a higher hissing frequency to it, so it might be a bit loud on your video. And if it is, my apologies. We're now on 38 and lower sideband. Trying to get this so that we can Let's see. Yeah, this way here should work. There we go. As you notice, the digit up here, there's one digit that's weak on the 8 there, the bottom right hand side, and on top there's a digit that's out. Oddly enough, when the radio warms up, the digit on top, or the segment I should say, actually comes back in. So we'll see if it comes in while we're talking here tonight. Let's give a blast on 38 and see if we can get any locals. Hello, radio. Anybody out there got a copy on this old rinky-dink radio? $7:52. I'm sure everybody's had their supper by now. Let's hope. Could be another late night for some folks. I'm fortunate enough to have an antenna switcher so I can switch between this radio and the realistic pretty quickly. I've already tested this radio. Thankfully Dave was on one evening when I was doing some work on it, and AM and sideband were working fine. We checked lower sideband, upper sideband on the AM, and everything's wonderful. The only thing I didn't check, and I'm sure it does work, is the PA switch. I could have hooked up a speaker and done that, but obviously it's a 99.9% chance it is working. Just give this another blast, and then we'll pause for station identification. Hello, radio, and welcome to the broadcast evening. This is the Androx Sandbagging Station, 9 Tango Charlie 02, Western Newfoundland, Canada, and we're 10-8, we are 10-10. We're all the good numbers on the side of 1, standing by 24 hours a day, no cover charge anytime. Just as I suspected, pretty quiet. Just a question for you. I'm seeing red here, but it looks orange on the video. Isn't that odd how things work? I'm going to shut off the overhead lamp here, and still looks orange. Okay, we are going to pause for station identification. Well, a few minutes have elapsed. Let's give it a try again. Hello, radio, and welcome to the broadcast evening. Channel 1, as you can see, the 8 digit is in. Anybody ever had that something before? I remember one radio I had done the same thing. And why this one is only, I don't know if you can see it with the camera, but it's half glow, only got half power. Anyway, not a big deal. Let's go back to channel 1 and see if we can raise a little hell. Hello, radio, and welcome to the broadcast evening. Very quiet. .808, and nobody on. Could be busy. You never can tell. Break, 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 break. Didio. Anybody out there? Audio. Super quiet. So with that, we'll pause again and see if we can spook somebody in another 20 minutes. I do believe I hear a local. Hello, radio, and welcome to the broadcast evening. Roger, is this Kirk? Okay, Roger that. How you been doing this evening? Oh, that's good to hear. How's this radio working on you? Perfect, awesome. Thank you very much. This is the TRC453 that I guess Robert's going to be using. Okay, that's why there's a difference in your signal. I hear the difference. That you say the TRC450? The 850, Roger, yes, the base station. Yeah, I recall that radio, yeah. Your signal is down now, but I'm giving you a reference from a totally different radio, so I could be wrong. But I am having a little bit of trouble with your audio. It seems like it's down on this radio. I don't know if it's the radio or it's just this radio that I'm using. Roger, and I have you here blinking 2 lights, so that's I'm thinking that's about 5 dB. Yep. Yeah, your other radio seems to work much better, Kirk. I don't know why. I get probably that 850 probably needs to be gone through. Might need a tune-up maybe. Yeah, like I say, she sounds good sideband wise. It doesn't even sound like you're on sideband, to be honest with you. So she's and you probably just turned it on, so she's warming up. Sounds wonderful in that department. Roger that. I sent a message off to Dave, and I also sent a message off to Birdie there. So not exactly sure if they'll show up or not, but I guess you got my message, did you? Awesome stuff. Yeah, I'm doing a Videogate again tonight. I'll probably take a pause for the cause there shortly and see if we can wait till we get a few of the others on. I suspect probably Dave might be working late this evening, so that's probably why, because I think he had about 2 weeks off, so he might be paying up for it now. Roger, yeah, sounds good. So we'll take a standby here, Kirk, and we'll catch you in a bit. Yeah, we're back. Had a message from Dave. Says he's having a coffee. I guess he's not out in the radio room. I bet that's loud on the camera. 824. This clock's keeping good time. Had a look at it, the actual inner workings of it, and there's actually like a motor in the back of it. Right at the back of the clock, and it's always spinning. It's like a barrel. I didn't realize that before, but I've seen clocks like this when I was younger. I didn't realize the inner workings. So it's like a how could I best describe it? It's like a bell housing on a transmission. Not the way it spins. Not spinning very fast. Probably maybe like I don't know, 60 revolutions a minute maybe. Pretty neat. Hello, radio. Anybody out there got a copy on this old rinky-dink radio? Hello. I guess Kirk has gone 10-7 for a bit. I'm going to switch over to channel 1. Just a flick of the antenna here, antenna switcher, and try the old Cobra 135. What's going on here? Did I do that right? I certainly did. The volume has a little bit of a turn before it comes on. Hello, radio. Anybody out there? Break, break, break. And nothing. Well, certainly 38 is probably going to be the action channel tonight, I guess. But I'm hoping to get to try the Cobra 135 on sideband, maybe on channel 22 or 23, just to see if the old girl is working. The power output seems to be fine, modulation and everything. So, and just would be interesting to see what it sounds like for transmit and receive. Hello, radio. Anybody out there got a copy on this old rinky-dink radio? Achy breaky. Okay, better stand by. Hopefully we'll get some more conversation very soon. As you can see, this is a quality shot. Little mug of tea. Having some difficulty getting somebody back on the radio, except for Kurt. We had Kirk on. I guess he's gone to parts unknown. We'll try another blast here on sideband 38. Hello, anybody out there? Achy breaky. Interesting. Maybe I'll take a quick drop down to channel 1, AM. Audio. Anybody listening in? I'm looking through the camera lens and looks like it's blurry. I could be wrong, but I changed, as I mentioned, the memory card level from yeah, it definitely was blurry. It's back again. Memory card from UXP to XP to give me more recording time. A very slow start to the Videogate tonight, sadly. But patience is a virtue. I'm kind of concerned that this radio really is making a lot of noise in the camera audio. Okay, another short pause. Hello, radio. Do we have anybody out there? There we are. Some activity. Yeah, sounds good. Just getting home, are you? You're sounding wonderful here too, Dave. Awesome. Operating on the TRC453 that I'm going to be passing along to Robert there, hopefully sooner rather than later.
Yes, yep, that'd be awesome. You had to get him on the air there for sure.
Roger, and we're doing a Videogate. I spoke with Kirk earlier, possibly about an hour or so ago, and I think he had to depart to parts unknown there to do something, but hopefully he'll be back soon. And was talking to Birdie, and he's around, but he hasn't been on the radio.
Sorry for the delay there. I was out there on a coffee date with my better half there. Go ahead.
Well, you were doing one of the more important things in life. You know, obviously it's nice to be chatting on the radio, but that's fantastic. Yeah, wonderful. And being close to Tim Hortons or McDonald's there, where you can get some coffee to go or to stay, it's a wonderful thing. Dave, I have powered up here now the old Cobra 135. Of course, she's only 22 channel, but I was wondering, would you mind jumping down to a channel within that range on sideband to give it a go, see what she sounds like?
Okay, yeah. Who else is on the air tonight?
Kirk was on earlier, but nobody else. Just myself, shooting off my mouth for most of the evening.
Joe must be locked in his room. His better half must have him locked in the bedroom there.
I'm starting to think that. I will give him a call, possibly maybe tomorrow or the next time we decide to. Well, I guess we're going to be on the radio in the evenings anyway, but I'm certainly going to give him a call sometime soon and try to spook him up to the radio room.
How's Birdie doing? Hadn't heard him on here for a while as well.
He's doing a lot better now. As you know, he had a bad leg there, and he's been back and forth with blood work and getting testing, and so they got him on some antibiotics, painkillers, and inflammation pills pills to reduce inflammation. I believe he's done of that course of medication, and his leg is feeling a lot better. So he's, I would consider him probably fully recovered right now.
Yes, yeah. Well, hopefully he feels better soon there with his sore leg there, foot. Yeah, tell you, he sent me some pictures of it there. It didn't look too good.
No, and that's the same leg that he done some damage to. He got some deep scar tissue from probably about 4 or 5 years ago, and of course that was probably a complication to it healing again, because it was probably not even healed up from the last injury he had at work. And thankfully, though, one good thing was they were concerned that there would be some blood clot in there. But he had a couple of tests done, and everything seemed to work out in his favor. So it took a little while to recover, but he's back up and feeling good about about his leg. It's not painful anymore.
Yeah, Roger. That radio on there now, Andy. How many whiskeys is it running there? What do you got out of that set at?
The power is stock, best I can tell. When I had it on the meter, I didn't touch anything in that department other than realignment for frequency. So I would say possibly maybe 3-4 watts AM, and probably about 8 to 10 watts maybe on sideband. You know, the typical realistic preset below top power.
Okay, yeah. No, you're just down a little bit on the signal-wise there, and the modulation's not too bad.
No, I understand. Yes, yeah. That's to be expected, I think, because you're probably used to hearing me on the power mic. But and of course, yesterday you were listening to me on the Colt, and that seems to have an awesome TX and RX. So between the Colt and this Realistic, I think there's no comparison.
Was there any DX on today, anytime?
Kirk told me earlier that he was talking to the Virgin Islands today, and I do believe he done that on his 850. I'm not sure, and he was waiting for more condition, but I didn't hear anything today at all.
QSL, yeah. I was in Corner Brook all day there. I had a car appointment there at 9:30, so I drove out there early this morning, and $1,200 later, the car's all fixed.
Yes, boy. Yeah, that's typical owning a car situation for sure. It's like owning a house or having a family. A car certainly can be very expensive at times.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to cost that much, but it did. I had to get a new manifold and a new catalytic converter.
Oh, good Lord. Yeah. What sort of car are you running? Okay, yeah. It's too bad that you couldn't get that work done. I mean, I know you had to go to your dealership, I guess, but M&F in Stephenville, typically they don't replace the catalytic converters. Now, I shouldn't be bragging that, but it would have been a big cost savings for you. They would have probably just put an extra exhaust there, or a muffler, I should say. Yes, and there's no doubt. I mean, Toyota parts, or they use Toyota parts. So your catalytic converter was probably, I would say, installed. It got to be at least $600. I'm pretty sure. They're a pretty expensive part.
Yeah, I ended up at M&F Motors there. I headed up there to M&F Motors, and they told me that I just needed a couple gaskets there, and so anyhow, so I made an appointment in Corner Brook, and it was more than that.
Sometimes, yeah, when they dig in, it gets the more they dig, the more they see. Dave, would it be possible if you could drop down to, say, channel 22, lower sideband? I'd like to try the old Cobra 135, if you don't mind.
What channel?
22.
One more time.
2.
22.
Roger. Interesting to see what this old girl is doing. Lower sideband.
Hello, radio, audio, breaker.
Oh boy, I'm on the wrong radio. Let's try this mic. Hello, radio, and welcome to the broadcast evening.
Holy moly, I don't know what you just did, but I guarantee you, buddy, wow.
You're sounding very nice here. Very beautiful audio.
Are you still on that same radio?
I'm on the Cobra 135, the old 23 channel that I told you I was going to be on this evening.
Okay, yeah, holy mackerel, yeah, you definitely come up on signal there and modulation there, 120%.
Well, that's awesome. Now that gives me some concern though about the radio that I'm passing on to Robert. I may have to let him borrow it and try it, see what it works like. If it doesn't work out, I'll have to find something else from. That's not a big deal, but I was hoping that he would have have some success with it, and it would certainly treat him well and work properly and be able to get out and receive well. So we'll see how that goes, I guess.
Yeah, copy that, yeah. If you had maybe there was a power mic on it really good.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I had a power. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I had a power mic, a desk mic, but right now Birdie's using that with the Washington and the iMacs there. So, and he's all set up and he's sounding choice down there for sure. Dave, I got the clarifier locked in good here now, and you're sounding like you're on AM, and your signal's awesome. It's a beautiful sounding radio for receive. I thought the speaker was going to be a bit bassy, but it's really got nice tone. It has that low mid-range sound, and it's not harsh on the ears here.
Okay, yeah, beautiful, yeah. Yeah, you need the power microphone on that, because sometimes you need a little bit more modulation on sideband there, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Understood, yes. Can you switch to upper sideband? Let's just see if she's good there, Dave. Thank you.
Sure so.
Hello, radio, and welcome to the broadcast evening.
Hello, radio. Breaka.
Yeah, whatever it is with upper sideband, it's always clearer and nicer. Strange, isn't it?
Okay, just there, Andy, you just broken up a little bit there.
Okay. I don't see any issue on this end. Maybe it might have been the way I keyed up, but how are we on this over? 1, 2. Buckle my shoe.
Yeah, I think you're good there.
Roger, sounds great. Okay. We can swing back to 38, I guess, on the other radio now, Dave, just in case Kirk shows up, and maybe Birdie might show up. You never know. So I don't want to discourage the boys and not being able to find us. So if you don't mind.
Oh, no. 38 lower side, I'm gone.
Thank you for the radio check. That's fantastic. You swear to God, it was a tube radio, a tube CB radio, the way it sounds, really. And we're back. You can tell the difference in that audio, can't you? Yeah. And we're back. And we're bad. Oh, you're a Frenchman this evening. That's wonderful. Yes. How about you, Kirk? How about you, Birdie? Anybody listening in to this frequency and want to step in and chew the fat for a while? Or chew the pork?
You back on the other radio again?
Yes, back on the realistic, the 453 that may have some mic issues. Very interesting. This radio might not be going anywhere. Did you get that last over? I'm going to try a older realistic mic, see if that helps. This is the one I was just using. Newer one. I don't know if it's going to make any difference, but let's give this an old college try. Hey Dave, how are you receiving me now? Is this okay? I'm using another mic.
Oh yeah, you're definitely a lot louder there for sure.
Okay, it's this little flat mic, realistic. That mic is crap. I'll know not to use that no more. What realistic mic do you have for this radio? Do you have any idea if it's the fatter one? Oh, lovely. Okay. I didn't realize. I thought it was just a standard mic. But that'll be okay. A 7 volt. Yeah, he'll have to order a special battery for that or get a charging when he can charge.
Yeah, I just gotta wire the end onto it, and it should be all good. You can just go to the dollar store and get them batteries there, and just put them in there one by one. It should be all right.
Right, the small little round ones. They're kind of thick there. Yeah, okay, and they're 1.5, and I guess yeah, right on. Smooth move, X-Lax. Hey, Kirk. You receiving me, Kirk? Hello.
Yeah, I'm picking you up there.
Okay, I got you on. You're blinking the third light now, Kirk. Your signal's gone off a bit. I was having some mic issues with the 453. I got an old mic here, the old flat one that wasn't working so well, but I think this one's working better.
Yeah, you're definitely sounding better.
Fantastic. Thank you for the radio check, and you're sounding great too. Are you still on the 850?
No, I switched over there now.
Okay, roger that. Yes, I got a stingy meter here too. That's yeah, you're sounding nice. Dave's on the side. Not sure if he's hearing you or not. I think he may have a lot of QRM down there. Now, if we had Birdie, we'd have a quorum for tonight, but I don't know if he's monitoring or not. Not sure. He said he came on a couple of times and never heard nobody, but if he's not going to break while he's up on 38, I won't hear him, so I might have just missed him at some point. Go ahead, Kirk.
No, I was saying you can make one of those 7-volt batteries with 5LR44s and the heat shrink.
Roger that on the heat shrink. That's a good idea. Yeah, that would work awesome. And you're right. Those batteries there will work it. Yeah, you got a mic with the same situation, do you? Well, that's awesome. So Dave has a similar mic that takes the 7-volt. So we may be able to get Robert all set up and rocking pretty soon. This radio seems to be working okay. Awesome. Well, I hope that Robert appreciates it. Like I say, I wouldn't want him to have any trouble. If I thought there was something wrong, I'd rather. Well, I'd pass it on to him, but then we would definitely be looking at finding another radio for him, something. But this one seems to be doing okay, so we'll pass this along and we'll get him online anyway.
Yeah, he definitely appreciates that.
Yeah, we'll try to make this happen sometime this week, I guess, if it's possible, Kirk. About you, Birdie. How about you, Birdie? You anywhere near the frequency? Achy breaky.
Just gonna step out for a second and I'll be right back.
According to the camera here, this SD card has 31 minutes left of video. So that's interesting. I didn't realize it, but it does state I see it right next to the count up on the camera here. This current video that I'm running is at 6:51, and it says 31 minutes left on the other counter. So I didn't realize that was there on my camera. So you learn something new every day. Yeah, Kirk, a little bit earlier there, I was down on 22 with Dave, checking out my Cobra 135 there. She's just a 23 channel sideband radio, but he gave me some flowered reports there for sure. She's sounding great on the sideband. So it's all stock. She's all original, so I'm really impressed with that. That's good to know. And I could be talking to myself, but that's okay. Some of my greatest conversations were done with that same person. Haha. Hello, Birdie. 9 Tango Charlie 1175. We'll probably catch you maybe on the next Videogate, Birdie, if you're listening in or whatever. You may be having some mic issues, some antenna issues, some cable issues, some radio issues. You never can tell what might go down. It'll be very interesting to see how fast I can upload this video. Not that it really matters, but it's nice if you can set it that it doesn't take too long. Not too much for editing. If it can be saved in the editing program fast, it needs to be uploaded to the program first before any editing. So if that can go smoothly, typically everything else, saving it to file and then uploading it to YouTube is about the same thing. But if it takes a while to upload to the editing program, that's a sure sign that it's going to be some delays along the way. So it's 9:53 in Newfoundland here, Western Newfoundland, locally. Not exactly sure how much more conversation is going to be had today, but I'm going to conclude this Videogate for tonight. And I want to thank everybody for dropping in. Hope you enjoyed the Videogate. I know it was a slow takeoff, but we had a little bit of activity again tonight, and hopefully we'll have another member on again tomorrow night maybe, or in the days to come. Thanks for watching.